Weed does not impair you, weed does not impair you, weed does not impair you, weed does not impair you. I had my blinker on for 10 minutes thinking it was a song. Yesterday I apologized to my boot because it wasn't tied. Explain why I did this then. I tried to vacuum the grass. I took a shower because I needed to wash my hands. I googled the word home because I got lost at 2 AM. Tell me why the fuck I was trying to order a lemonade at Denny's once and I said watermelon instead on accident. Ate a bowl of cereal out of a coffee filter and couldn't figure out why the milk was disappearing. I made 2 sandwiches because I forgot where I left the first one. I asked for a Happy Meal at Taco Bell. One time I blow dried my pants for 30 minutes straight. They were not wet and my roommate watched me the entire time. In the middle of a board game I stood up to get another beer, a few feet from the game table, but had to remove a gallon of milk from the fridge to get the beer. I picked up the jug and matched eyes with an on-high friend of mine for some reason, thought I'd make him laugh by pretending to pour the milk on my head. The cap was not on the jug properly. My friend watcher stoned me, took a gallon of milk and poured it on my head. Everyone was just as confused as I was, as there was no rhyme or reason for any of it. My explanation for why it happened wasn't very valid. Stood in an elevator for about 5 minutes before realizing that no one pressed any buttons. I went to an all-you-can-eat buffet and stacked up an entire plate of corn chips. In the corner of my eye I spotted an employee following me around. I got really paranoid and started walking faster to try and lose him, but didn't want to turn around and look at him because then he would know I knew he was following me around. I must have done 3 or 4 laps of the entire buffet with this dude right behind me. I eventually worked up the courage to turn around, only to realize that I was slowly dropping corn chips all over the floor everywhere that I walked. The guy was following me with a dustpan and broom and cleaning up my mess. I had no idea why he didn't just tell me to stop. I was satisfying my munchies at the local Popeyes and everything was going fine up until I finished my order. At this point I looked the cashier straight in the eye and in a very serious tone asked him, "Is this for here or to go?" We stared at each other for a couple of seconds, then I just nodded my head and said here, then walked away. Didn't realize what I had done until my friend told me. Tried to open the door to my house with my car keys and became terrified when that wasn't working out for me. I walked into a fast food place, made a huge order. I got all my food and drinks at my food on a table and went to use the bathroom. Then I walked out and went home and didn't realize what I did for at least 2 hours. Using my phone as a light to look for my phone. Saw a huge spider on the wall and decided the best way to kill it was with a straight leg lunge. I put a gigantic hole in the wall and I have no idea what happened to the spider. I made a shopping list. After about a half hour of trying to think of what I needed, all I had written down was already have eggs. My friend and I thought we invented cold hot chocolate and we were super amazed at our invention and thought we were culinary geniuses. We excitedly told her sister, who just said, "So chocolate milk." I don't smoke, but I witnessed my brother try to pass the joint to the dog and when he obviously didn't take it he said, "Max, it's your turn." I was dying. Applied Burt's Bees lip balm to my eyelids because I thought the cooling sensation would make my eyes appear less red. Big mistake. I went blind. I was in the early days of smoking, probably 15ish, buddy's apartment, myself, brother and a guy who'd been smoking much longer than us. I'm being introduced to hot knives. They load up a big one for me, serve it and I take the whole thing. As I exhale I step back and it all hits me in a rush. I'm immediately annihilated and I can't see. I'm freaking the fuck out. In my head I have a panic dialogue, "You're blind, you're fucking blind. You smoked yourself blind. Holy fuck. This is it, your life is ruined. Holy fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck." Meanwhile outside of my head my brother is saying, hey dumbass, turn the lights back on." I leaned against the light switch. I've never been so relieved. This was back around 2001 or so and I was a teenager who was stoned for the first time. I got dropped off at home and instead of going to my room I went to the communal computer in the living room and did the only natural thing. Listen to music while watching the Winamp visualizer. My older brother noticed that I was home so he came to talk to me and I totally panicked. I thought to myself, what would sober the price of Mork normally do in this situation? So I just punched my brother in the stomach as hard as I could and turned back to the computer. Placed my iPhone directly into my mug of hot coffee as nonchalantly as if I was putting it into my pocket. Took me a solid 5 seconds of staring at it blank faced before realizing what was wrong with what I was looking at and pulling it out. Obviously the phone was toast. Not me, but I was involved and I was also high. I had just waked and baked and was on my way to work at like 6:30 AM right after a long weekend. Labor Day weekend I think it was. Stopped by Dunkin' Donuts on my way. Ordered a coffee with a turbo shot and a sandwich. The guy working the drive-thru not only looked like a zombie, but he did something that made me know he was obliterated. He tells me my total, so I give him my debit card to run because I didn't have any cash on me. He takes my card, stares at the register for a few seconds, then opens the drawer without swiping my card and just hands me back the total that I was supposed to pay in cash as well as my card back. Me also being high and pretty tired as I hadn't had my coffee yet, just took the change and my card back. Something seemed off about this, so then I just kind of sat there looking at what he just handed me. Finally it clicked for me and I tell him, dude, I don't think I was supposed to receive cash back. I was trying to pay with my card. At first he looks petrified / confused, then after like what had to be 10 seconds he finally kind of grins and just goes, dude, I already did the sale on the register, just take it. I fucked up.